This episode is brought to you by Freestyle Photographic Supply.
Oh, hello, how are you today? I didn't know you were joining, but this is actually perfect because I'm putting together my packing list for my honeymoon, and I'm realizing something that most of the stuff that I'm putting on here is stuff that I bring with me no matter what on any one of my trips. And this year, I've been going on a lot of trips. I mean, within the past few months alone, it's been a lot of travel. And I realized this is what I need. So today, how about I go through my packing list, stuff that I usually bring. And it's not gonna be like the big cameras or the lights or the tripods or anything like that. It's gonna be the little things that just make the travel that much better. And things that potentially you didn't even think that you needed, but you do. There's a few things that you need, especially when you get older. So let's just dive right in, and how about you come along with me while I pack. Let's get started.
First up, let's talk about the bag, because bags are how you transport all your stuff and things. But if you've seen my videos in the past, then you'll probably spot my pink pack. I like to travel light when I can, so I'm usually sporting that pink Brevite jumper. I have a blue one as well, but oh yeah, and a yellow one. Let's talk about the pink one. This bag has a good amount of pockets and possibilities for storing all the stuff I need. I must say, it's not the most supportive backpack when you have really heavy items in there, but not all bags are perfect. And when you open this main compartment, you'll also accidentally open the front pouch because the zippers look exactly the same. Design flaw, I think. So what I did was actually repurpose some old disposable point and shoot camera straps for the main compartment so that I could tell the difference between the two compartments overall. I think I win because that's smart. Trust me, this little hack helps a ton. But it doesn't have to be old point shoot straps. You could probably just use some tape or something like that so you can tell the difference. The last thing you need is all your gear falling out because you unzipped the wrong zipper. And that goes for a lot of different zippers out there in the world. You don't want to unzip the wrong thing. The other nice thing about this bag is that it has a separate upper compartment, which actually houses my next travel item, my camera sling. Now this is the new Clever Supply Sidekick Pro Sling. Todd was nice enough to send this over for me to check out, and I have to say, I've been digging this thing. It fits perfectly in the top portion of my backpack. I absolutely love having a capable sling with me for wherever I go when I need to pare down my kit, and just take a few things out with me instead of my whole backpack. First off, I love the way this thing looks. Secondly, the placement of the buckle is imperative. They thought about everything. Look at it, it's on the side, not on the back. The back is bad, especially for all you short strap camera people. All my other slings have buckles right here in the middle, which means my M6 bumps up against those slings. No bueno. I'm trying to learn Spanish for the honeymoon. We're going to Mexico. With all the pockets that this thing has, it's a no-brainer. And not to mention, this thing collapses down very small, so you can even just put it in your suitcase or something, just Now, for these next items, let's move inside the Brevite's front pocket. First being some tape. You got to have a small roll of tape with you. I like a bit of color in my life, so I bought this colored gaff tape on Amazon, and I put it in all of my bags. This stuff is useful for all sorts of things. Taping up a battery door on an older camera, adding a label to a piece of gear, taping the end of my 120 roll when that little sticky thing falls off at the end. You name it, tape can help it. Also, some rubber bands. Well, I guess it doesn't really come in that handy, unless you shoot 120 and need to close up the end of a roll. But like I mentioned, tape can also do that. I guess you don't really need the rubber bands. Now this next one goes inside you, but not in the fun way. They're pills. Medicine, not drugs. Inside these inconspicuous 35mm canisters are a various array of pills to keep me going. Inside my 50D, I have my nighttime pills, blue for night, Z-Quills and melatonin. They're really handy for those times where you're jet lagged or you just can't sleep and you have to go to bed right now. Now inside my Retrochrome, I have sinus medicines, both 12-hour and 4-hour relief. To be honest, if I had to leave some pills behind, I'd probably leave those behind. They're not necessary, but they come in handy, you know, when that pollen hits. And inside my 800T, I keep all of my pain-related pills. Red for ouchie. You got your aspirins, your ibuprofens, your horse tranquilizers. I'm getting old and these keep me going. Or they just cure my hangovers. But out of all those, the most important pills are my poopy pills. Now, I don't usually have anything wrong with my bowels. I'm fine. But you never know what type of food out there is going to upset your stomach and when you might just have to stop yourself up. It happens. It's natural. So that's where your anti-diarrhea pills and some Alka-Seltzer comes in handy. Hey, I'm just here to give you the real. And when you eat that salad and your tum-tum goes gurgle, gurgle, you'll thank me. Now, last on my list of no camera related items is the one thing that most people talk about always in videos like this, and it's probably obvious, so say it with me, a pen and notepad. And if you said paper, yeah, that works too. But it's a staple for a reason. It's always on me for things like ideas, dreams, nightmares, when you see that cute boy in the airport and you want to slip them your number only to be rejected and tossed out, only to have a torn page remind you of that rejection for the rest of your life. All those type of things. But do make sure to also bring a Sharpie for that list. 2 pens, 1 pad. Sharpies are good for those moments of permanent thoughts. Usually I use a Sharpie for marking up my canisters for a push or a pull. Now let's switch gears from a physical writing form to a more electronic way of working, an iPad Pro. Honestly, I can't live without my iPad. It's how I watch my movies on the go, it's how I write my emails, it's how I plan my YouTube videos, it's even how I transfer media from my SD card when it gets full. Not to mention, for my visual effects work, it's how I take all of my notes. I'm always the dude running around with an iPad slung around my body. Okay, so let's do some camera-related items now. I know, you've been waiting patiently and you've been asking for them the entire time. 1, an L bracket. It's pivotal for doing night photography. It saves you so much time and hassle. You can go from landscape to vertical in a few seconds. But this one is kind of a dilemma. When I don't take it, I need it. When I don't need it, I have it. You'll never win, so you might as well just have it. Which also brings me to my next thing, is a cable release. Same thing. And honestly, they're so small and easy to pack away, you might as well have it. Another piece of kit that I always take with me is my flash. One thing we know as film photographers is that the fastest speed of color film that you can get is 800 and 3200 if you shoot black and white. So it's very handy to have yourself the power of the sun in the palm of your hand. That's a great tagline. I should TM that. I specifically use the Lightpix Q22 flash. For the price, it's really not that shabby. It's like 80 bucks. It has a model light for all those times you're in those dingy abandoned buildings and just need a little bit of flashlight to see around the corner to make sure that your head doesn't get powdered against the wall by a monster. It happens. And for the flash output, it's pretty respectable. The transmitter doesn't always work properly, but it's better than nothing. Recently, I went on one of my abandoned escapades, more on that soon, and I forgot it. And, well, I regretted it. So I missed a few of those shots that could have been fire-ass bangers. So learn from me, bring a flash. Oh, and obviously, some film. And if you're low, what better place to go than Freestyle Photo, which is today's sponsor. Freestyle has been in the game since 1946, supplying photographic tools to professionals and photo nerds alike. That's 76 years of straight up knowledge, yo. They are one of the largest analog photo distributors in the US, supplying not only schools, which is important, labs, which is totally important, and camera shops as big as B&H and Adorama. Freestyle has a massive selection of all types of films you can think of. You can name it, they'll have it, and more with some of the best prices around. And if you're looking to print your ever so beautiful photos, Freestyle is the place to go for either traditional darkroom enlarging materials or inkjet printing. They have a printmaster on staff that can answer all those cues you might have to get you started. Freestyle is striving to get film into the hands of those who love the medium and want to keep exploring that love for all things film. So if you are new to shooting film or have been shooting since birth, Freestyle is the place for you to go for all your photo and film needs. Check out that link in the description box below. Honorable mentions. So now that we have completed our must-haves for traveling, here are some of my honorable mentions. An AirTag, obvious reasons. AirPods, duh. Sunglasses with a sunglass string. You gotta protect them baby blues. Well, I have to actually, because I have blue eyes. You may not have blue eyes. A scarf. 1, it protects your neck from getting burnt. 2, you will look fantastic. Trust me. And last but not least, an iPod. And yeah, I know, it's a weird one, but not for what you think. It's how I actually capture all my BTS footage. I'm kind of ashamed to say I have a lot of different iPods in my collection, but I just love them. I just love them. I don't do anything with them, I just look at them. It's a problem. And yeah, that's about it. Now, I'm sorry if this list wasn't camera specific or camera driven, like at all. But like I said earlier, the cameras do change from time to time. But if I am telling you the truth, on most outings, major trips, I bring 2 of my trusty sidekicks, my Leica M6 and my Mamiya 7. They're both light, they're both lovely, and honestly, they're both the love of my life. So, there you go. Okay, also to be fair, always take this. Honestly, always. A Digicam. I've had it for a long ass time now, and I have a lot of photos that no one actually sees, but I have them, and I see them, and I beautifully love them. So, take a Digicam. Okay, so now that we are here at the end, how about you tell me in the comments below what are your must-haves for traveling? And while you do that, I'm actually gonna get back to packing for my honeymoon, because I leave tomorrow. Okay, bye!